This one's for John Clampett. Hello, and welcome again, everybody, to the Signature Table at the Fisher's Test Kitchen. It's me, Chef Steven, and we are back with another episode of Cooking with Sun King, and this time we're focusing on ice cream. Cherry Busey Ice Cream, to be 100% exact. Super easy recipe. If you're familiar with the Jenny's brand of ice creams, originally from, I think, Columbus, Ohio, fantastic stuff. This is a super awesome and easy ice cream base. Of course, with our great friends at Green Bean Delivery for some specialty products that we'll mention here in just a little bit. But we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ingredients and just a little bit of a freeze away from super delicious Cherry Busey ice cream. If you're not familiar with Cherry Busey, it is a Flanders style red ale aged 16 months in Burgundy barrels, so the French kind of Pinot Noir barrels, and then Montmorency cherries, so the kind of tart pie cherry are added, about 1,200 pounds this year, so it's a lot. It's this wonderful cherry forward beer that we are going to not only put the beer in the ice cream, but pair it with as well. So we do need to make an ice cream base. As previously mentioned, this one doesn't have any eggs to thicken. We are going to use a little bit of a cornstarch slurry. We need to dissolve some sugar in some milks and go from there. Are we ready? We're going to take some wonderful whole milk, some heavy cream, sugar, corn syrup, and just a little bit of sea salt. And we want to dissolve those over a low flame so we don't scorch or scald the milk. Just until it comes to a simmer, and then we're gonna add our slurry. Our slurry today does feature Cherry Busey instead of extra milk or water or anything like that, which allows us to give that little bit of a beer flavor as a base. And then we're gonna add some really awesome kind of pie cherry filling as one of our mix-ins as soon as this thing's almost frozen. This allows our ice cream base to have a really nice rich body, and of course all of that luscious milk fat, which makes ice cream delicious. We're gonna go in with some whole milk. I did pretty much everything by weight. You can do that as well. We've talked about this before. When I say 1 3/4 cups, we're looking for about 14 ounces. Cool? Cool. You'll notice the sugar is a little darker than our normal white sugar. This is not all natural organic cane sugar. We just want, since we're using very few ingredients, we want them to be as pure as possible. Buy the best of everything because we're not trying to hide behind anything. This is that opportunity to take very few really great ingredients and make them shine in a really beautiful ice cream. So 2/3 of a cup goes in. We also have just a little bit of corn syrup. When we freeze things, the water crystals, or the water that's actually in the whole milk and the little bit that's in the heavy cream will want to crystallize. This little bit of corn syrup will allow, kind of halt that a little bit, along with the sugar in there. Those are going to kind of absorb into the liquids that are there to make our ice cream base super creamy and delicious. Just about 2 tablespoons of our corn syrup go in. The addition of salt, only 1/8 of a teaspoon to all of our sweets, is pretty paramount. We want to make sure salt actually brings out sweet flavors, so it brings out the flavors in chocolate, it brings out the wonderful lusciousness of vanilla. So we always want a little bit of salt in our baked goods, in our sweets, everything like that to elevate those flavors and make them even more good. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. We are going to take this over to the heat. We want to bring this to a bare simmer, and then we will talk about our slurry and a little bit of cream cheese. I'll see you over there. So our milk and sugar and corn syrup mixture is almost to a simmer. Again, we're not looking to do this hot and fast. We don't want that milk to scorch at all. It will make our ice cream taste terrible, but we do need to make a quick slurry. So when we talk about slurries, it's usually some kind of liquid with some cornstarch, preferably not flour. That would make our ice cream base super pasty and kind of weird. That's not what we're going for. So we have about 2 ounces of our Cherry Busey right here in the bowl. So this, and then this. Sprinkle, ding, 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 ding. Okay. Here. So once our mixture has come to a full rolling boil, we want to make sure that cornstarch has been fully activated, and we're going to see a nice thick mixture come about. We're going to shut our heat off. go back into the same bowl that we did our slurry in. And we're gonna go in with just about a half a cup of this liquid, nice and warm. Scoopity doop. And we're going to have that warm liquid help us dissolve this cream cheese. And this will help us with just a little bit of tang, and again, just another layer of richness for our ice cream base. This mixture goes back into our already prepared mixture. We'll give that a big stir. So just to go over everything, we've taken our 2 ounces of Cherry Busey and about 4 teaspoons, excuse me, not tablespoons, holy cow. 4 teaspoons of cornstarch and mixed them together just until that cornstarch has dissolved. As soon as our milk came to a simmer, we added that slurry in and made sure it came to a full rolling boil. That way we make sure 100% that our cornstarch has done its job and our ice cream base isn't going to be pasty. Once that came to a simmer and we were ready to go, we took about 1.5 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. We've used about a half a cup of that already warmed ice cream base to help dissolve our cream cheese. Everything gets combined, and you can chill this one of 2 ways. You can put it in a Ziploc baggie and in a bowl of ice water if you're looking to make ice cream right now, or you can let it sit in a container, lightly vented so you don't get too much condensation, overnight in your refrigerator. We want this as cold as possible. When we take cold things and put them in a cold ice cream machine, our ice cream will come about a lot faster, and that will allow us to have super smooth, silky ice cream that tastes exactly like Cherry Busey. All right, so we have our chilled. This has been chilled overnight. Again, just as we mentioned a little bit before, you are more than welcome to put that hot mixture into a Ziploc bag and into an ice bath to cool it a little quicker. I like the low and slow method just to make sure everything's super cold, super combined, and then we have straight out of the freezer. If you have a deep freeze or a chest freezer, that is the best place to store the insert for your ice cream machine because your normal freezer doesn't get as cold. We are looking for a full 0 degrees on this one. So we've got our paddle, we've got our ice cream base, and that's gonna slowly go in here, right into the center. Lid goes on, machine goes on, and then we wait. The cool part about this process is that this should go pretty quick because both our canister and our mixture is as cold as humanly possible. And once we're about 90% of the way there, we want this to really look like soft serve ice cream. So our ice cream base is almost set. About 15 minutes in or so, we'll notice this go from just a nice, smooth, creamy consistency to what looks more like soft serve. We don't want it fully set yet because we'll do that in a freezer for about 4 to 6 hours, again, overnight if you can. But this is where we are. And then we're going to add about a cup and a half of our cherry pie filling. Again, we are going to give you a recipe for a cherry compote if you want to make one. But we got this just on Green Bean Delivery's website, and we thought it was a nice little hack. Going in just a few spoonfuls at a time, right in the center. Oh Lordy, yes. So we're gonna let this go for just another 5 to 8 minutes or so until it's, again, just about a little harder than soft serve consistency. Again, then we'll stash it in the freezer and then we'll kind of wrap up and call it a day. So our ice cream is as set as it's going to get in this vessel. We'll want to move that back to our freezer to set completely, or you can move it to kind of like a quart container or a serving container just so it holds. But we do want this to hard freeze for about 6 to 8 hours. Patience is your friend on this one, I promise. I mean, you could just eat it like this. It's gonna be soft, it'll melt pretty quickly, but we're just gonna serve it with an extra scoop of the delicious cherry pie filling, just to bump up that cherry flavor. It's beer and ice cream, and it tastes really great. Of course, we wanna thank everyone here at the signature table at Fisher's Test Kitchen, our great friends at Green Bean Delivery. You can find these recipes and everything else that we've done right there at greenbeandelivery.com/blog. course, we want to thank all of you for hanging out with us today. If you are loving what we do, we are going to do a lot more of these. So go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons right below to keep that trainer rolling. And you'll get those notifications as soon as we have a brand new video come out. Thank you everyone so much. I'm Chef Steven. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.